What's up, you guys? This is your boy Taladia Plays, and welcome to another live reaction to my adventure with Superman, episode 3, Full Metal Scientist. So it's going to be a live reaction. But before we do this, I'll bring on my co-host. Please welcome Jared from Comics League.
This damn show.
Jared, welcome on in.
I love how I go from Super Wonder Legacy to this crap, and I'm like, ha.
Well, it's going to be every Saturday, so
I
and so
know.
every Sunday. So at least it gives you some positive and
Some very negative stuff to talk about. Yeah, exactly. How you doing, brother?
I'm good. Tevya says, "Hey, welcome, Naji. Welcome. We'll be talking about other things too in the stream, and there will be a member stream on Tuesday. So I'm gonna let you guys know that now. So without further ado, let's kick this episode off in three,
Right.
2, 1, go.
And do me a favor, verify for me that the sound is coming through when I press play. All right, 3, 2, 1.
I hear the audio.
Okay, good. Oh, is that steel? All right. Electric blue.
This is what I used to in the thumbnail.
It's the blueberry Superman.
It's blueberry. Now that's cool. You gotta give credit.
Oh, South Stone. It's not steel. Do you know what I learned? You know who voices Livewire?
Who?
Wonder Woman from Suicide Squad killed the Justice League.
What?
Yeah. Mind blown, right?
Are you? No way.
No, it's the same voice actress.
My mind's blown.
Although I hate the Livewire design, so skipping intro.
I stay for tomorrow for a better day. Ooh.
His proportions are weird.
Wait, he's a doctor, not a metal man?
Well, he was an engineer in the actual in the comics, I think. Okay, they have a Nintendo Switch. I see that there.
Cameron says
He makes a good point.
Yeah. Yeah, Pika, we're watching it from Max.
He's watching a tank. So
Sorry about that.
It's all good.
Blame the internet.
Hmm. Are you still in the other StreamYard?
I'm back in there now.
Okay. Mm,
Lois, no.
she's being very lame right about now.
I'm feeling iffy about it, Tevia.
I hate this.
Lois is being lame as usual.
This is so lame. This show is lame. Let me put it to you that way.
The Metallo? Is this how they're gonna introduce Metallo?
I'm not a fan.
We know why.
Yeah. Mm. Mm.
Oh no, like I'd prefer Vicky Vale over her.
Mhm. At least Vicky Vale looks like a woman and not a little boy. And also, why is a Gotham reporter in Metropolis? This is so stupid.
Yeah, that's a good question, Tevia.
Yeah, I just asked that. Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
I really don't like the anime look. How some guards look like their eyes are closed. It's so Lois can have a rival, but this is so stupid.
Agreed.
Actually, Randy makes a good point. Why didn't they just bring in Cat Grant? That's her whole thing.
Cameron makes a good point. Yeah.
Oh, Natasha Irons. Oh.
Oh no.
Hmm.
Yes, agreed, Cameron. Cameron says Cat is Lois's rival,
Yeah.
so they could have used that. It's not like Supergirl was going on, so
Hmm.
they wouldn't have to worry about confusing audience like what like WTF.
Hmm.
It's interesting. We built a bomb.
Oh boy.
That could be a meme for you, Jared.
Hmm.
That what that guy said.
Hmm.
Expecting me to give up my position at number one?
Yeah. I don't have to
James,
brag about being number one. How did she get in? Oh god.
yeah, I can hear the Wonder Woman in her.
Hmm.
Blue power.
Electric Blue. He's becoming Super Blueberry.
Oh, that was fast. Yes, Tevya, I agree. Dragon Ball Z does have a better filler than this.
Mhm. Oh God,
It's the Steel Man.
the proportions. Where's the helmet? I hate these designs.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt. I
Mm-hmm.
thought that was Solaris for a second.
Mm-hmm. They're not smart enough to do that.
Oh, okay. Tevya says, question, is the CEO guy controls Gun Henry Iron Steel Company from the comics?
Hmm. I have no idea.
I have no idea.
What the heck?
What am I watching? Like, yes, you did.
Mm. He's gonna get a pep talk with a kid. Oh God. Oh my God.
She's offering him a job. Yes, where's Zod when you need him?
Yes, go away. Go. Take her. Take her to Gotham. Take her to Gotham. Take her to Gotham. Take her away.
Yeah, think about it.
And please say yes. You can go away.
Uh, Lex Luthor reminds us of Jesse Eisenberg. Lex Luthor. Why do I get the feeling that the payoff is gonna her going to Gotham Gazette?
And then breaking up. That'd be great.
Oh God.
So that's Metallo, huh?
Ah.
Why are they like this?
All right, we're gonna talk about the episode.
Why is this show like this? Why? I don't understand because they literally have the worst character designs I have ever seen. And why are they turning every single Superman villain into a mecha?
Yeah, it's weird. Today,
They didn't even make Metallo a dude. He's a robot that gets manufactured. I'm like, what?
like what intonation?
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you think of the episode? Come on.
Mm-hmm. Uh, Probably. I mean, some of it was fun. A lot of it was just cringe.
Yeah.
But it's like, honestly, I didn't like the rivalry between Lois and Vicky Vale because it doesn't work when Vale is here for no reason,
Mhm.
and it just a lot of it just falls very like very flat in my opinion.
I would have to agree with you. Like the filler episode today wasn't that brilliant. I I really was expecting a lot of action, a lot of interesting dynamic between Lois and Superman. Pretty much just like a filler episode, which really didn't pique up my interest.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they're trying to give it more sci-fi vibes to Superman villains, but mechas are they chose mechas. Yes, but they chose mechas, which is dumb, in my
Mm-hmm.
opinion. But overall, what do you give the episode?
Honestly, I would have given it a 5, but I got to lower it because they teased me with the possibility of Lois and Clark breaking up, and then they took that away. So I'm going to give it a 3.
Fair enough. A 3 it is for Jared. For me, hey, what's up, RJ? How you doing,
Hey, what's
buddy?
up, dude? How you doing?
How you doing? We just finished reacting to My Adventure with Superman episode 3. Let's just say, well, for Jared it was 3 out of 10. For me, I would have to stick to a 5 out of 10.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, the steel part was interesting. Like, interesting to see how John Henry Irons was a doctor for Amatech.
That was
Um,
cool, at least. I'll give it that.
yeah, it was interesting to see that bit. Um, Tevye says he gives it a 3 out of 5.
Mm-hmm.
We know why. Um, but for me, it was like the episode was uh interesting to some degrees, but also there was some things that really didn't fit well with me. RJ says, I'm enjoying the show. This episode wasn't as good as the first two, but I love seeing John Henry Irons.
All right, just because he shows up in the episode, that's what makes this episode good. I just want to be clear on that because it could be like the crappiest portrayal of John Henry Irons, but all of a sudden because he just shows up in the show, that's good. I just want to make sure I understand that. Because that's my problem with a lot of these DC shows of late. They're doing this nostalgia armor where they're like, just because quick, throw all these characters in there so everyone ignores the plot, because they'll be like, John Henry Irons shows up.
Yeah, it's it's I think it's the way for them to salvage as much as they could, or
Mm-hmm.
cram as much as Superman nostalgia as they can into the 10 episodes that they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Tevia says the steel part is the best part of the episode, but the actual villain himself is so crappy in his
Yeah,
opinion.
whoever is design is well, the writer is obviously not doing a good job of understanding these Superman villains because I don't like how Metallo is
Robot.
a robot. I'm not digging that at all.
RJ says the other good aspects to the episode as well. I'm just saying I liked how he appeared and how he was used.
Fair enough. But again, my problem with this show is that first off, they're grabbing non-Superman villains in a Superman show. That's a problem. Like, and when they do bring in characters and try and have them done well, we get Deathstroke.
Yes.
Emo teen Deathstroke.
What else can we say about the episode?
Mm,
Like, obviously for me it's a 5 out of 10. It's not gonna budget because there was only like one or two cool things about that. Uh, well, three things I actually liked about the episode, but everything else was really not that good. So Tevia says same here. I don't like Metallo as a robot either. I do like the Clark Kent writing an article about Steel is
yeah.
fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Cameron says those words should never be used
Mm-hmm.
together. Livewire is still not Livewire in his opinion. RJ says I'm fine with them changing up Metallo because they've already have done their own villain or their own takes on villains, like what they did with Parasite. They want to have everything connect to Kryptonian tech.
Yeah, but when they're taking up characters that aren't tech based and putting them as tech based, like let me put it this way: Deathstroke should never. I don't like Deathstroke with an Iron Man suit because I'm
Uh,
sorry that's not Deathstroke.
it's something different. Won't work for everyone though.
Yep, it just falls very flat for me.
But at least I make you watch a Superman show. It's better than nothing.
I could just watch Superman and Lois if I want a Superman show. I'm only doing this because you want me to react with you.
Yeah. Um, but Anyway, that is the first part of our portion for the stream, which is the reaction and review for the episode. Now we're going to switch gears. So, transition, as Jay Heath would say. And we're basically going to do a Q&A.
Yeah, let's do it.
A Q&A. So if you guys got any questions you like to ask me, feel free to ask me in the chat.
Any questions you guys have?
Any questions you want to ask me, you guys can ask me those questions. So we have got a couple of questions already. What a good friend Jared is, still watching and reacting to a show he really doesn't like.
Yeah, and here's the thing, RJ. This may be Stockholm syndrome for me, but I'm kind of operating on maybe it'll get good. The problem is it just keeps getting bad for me.
Tevia says, what about the Waller stuff?
In the show, I mean, it's not bad. It's just, it's not horrible. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird. That's all I'll say about that.
Tevia says, question, if you were able to make a Superman animated series, how would you do it?
Don't hire anyone from the show. That's the first thing I would do. Second off,
I would do a show based around New 52, Superman, and Wonder Woman.
Grant Morrison, the first couple episodes of the Grant Morrison origin condensed. You can just say, here's Superman, he gets a suit, gets that. Justice League is formed. Then you get Superman, Wonder Woman, then Throne of Atlantis. You basically just make the new, in other words, do it what the DeCamera was supposed to do, except don't hire Tomasi or James Tucker or Bruce Timm. Keep those three away. They are the trinity of sin for DC animated in this case.
Tevia says, question, how do you feel about Supergirl in the show? Any predictions for arrival in the show? I'm not, well, Jared's not a big fan of the anime type design for her. For me, I'll have to wait and see till we get an actual full blown image of her. RJ says, so we can all agree Zack Snyder is going to make a live action Dark Knight Returns movie of his dreams, right? Under the DC Elseworld banner at DC Studios. I think is 100% happening.
That would be dope because, okay, he took a lot of plot points for that for BVS, but Zack wanting to go full Dark Knight Returns, because here's the thing, it's pretty much all, his take on Batman is I would think would be more justified there. And if they hit, and what's kind of interesting, particularly if he brings back some of the actors, it'd be kind of cool because Superman and Wonder Woman are together in that universe, so that's just an added bonus.
Yeah. Tevia is saying so similar to the DeCamera, but better. Yes, 100 times better. Am I right? Am I wrong for our version of Superman animated show? And Jared will be my co-producer, whatever it's called, to basically for the animated stuff. So
let me handle Superman in any media. I will fix the company.
Exactly. But yeah, so that is some really good questions. Tavia is saying, question, any opinion on the upcoming Infinite Crisis Part 3? Infinite Part 3, and do you think Part 3 will find it on a high note or a disappointing note?
It really depends how they go with it. So far, I have been enjoying part 2. I've been enjoying Crisis so far. I like how they bring in all the stuff. Now the key is, yeah, exactly. How are they going to end it? Because it could be we have 2 great parts and then it just falls apart. Will they do it? Based upon the fact that I've enjoyed most of the Tomorrowverse movies, I like to think not, but who knows?
Who knows? For me, I'll have to wait. We'll have to wait and see when the movie release.
And
But
RJ, I highly disagree with that for this
yeah,
factor. Because here's the thing. Because Zaslav's going to see money either way. So if one side doesn't give money, but like this way, if Gunn does not give money, he's not showing. He won't be the head of DC. I'm not saying Snyder will be the head of DC. I'm just saying is that Zaslav will go, what was the last thing that came out that got social media attention that made money? That was Zack Snyder's DC movie. So let's finish that while we figure out what we're going to do. It's Gunn's success. Snyder getting to complete his arc is in no way tied to Gunn's success.
yeah.
And RJ, here's the other thing. Gunn is too much of a narcissist to want his universe to be overshadowed by to have the chance that his DC movies are going to be overshadowed by Zack. That's why I said. That's why if Zack is invited back to do DC, I could see Zaslav overturning the overriding Gunn and saying, "No, you're doing this. I don't give a crap what you want." Because what people forget, and what apparently Gunn forgot, he's still under Warner Brothers. Gunn has represented it like he has no boss, and I'm like, what? No, I mean. Could that happen? Yeah, but I'm saying, like this way, if you're Gunn, would you want another universe to overshadow your stuff? Plus, RJ, you yourself have said in the past that it wouldn't happen because it would compete with Gunn's universe. So, well, would that work? And I'm sure that Zack. Well, here's the thing, RJ. Here's a point in your corner, actually. I'm going to self-admit this. It's a lot of, can you highlight RJ's latest comment, please?
Yes, sure.
Yes. I will say it is positive in your corner, admittedly so, that Zack is most likely doing a 300 prequel series at Warner Brothers. So it could be very much like that. It could be. Just right now, from what I can see, I could see them just pursuing it and just doing it anyway, regardless of Gunn's success, as an alternate plan in case Gunn falls apart. That's why they're still doing the Matt Reeves Batverse.
Mm-hmm.
Because at least Matt Reeves and Zack Snyder have a proven track record of monetary success with DC. Gunn hasn't. So they're probably like, let's have these two options open. So in the event that Gunn's thing collapses, we at least have that.
Yeah, RJ also says, I think Zack Snyder would do the Dark Knight Returns live action first. If that succeeds on the DC Elseworld banner, I think Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 and 3 on streaming is a way more likely.
Yeah, that's a good point. That is very much true. Let me put it this way: I've long said if the Rebel Moon director's cuts and let's say the E300 series is very successful, you know that they're going to that they would be stupid not to at least say, okay, you know what, do it on streaming. And I also mean live action, because you can't tell me the actors are not going to come back if Zack calls them to. They always have.
So we got a couple of other questions.
Yeah.
Javier says, how do you feel about the Anti-Monitor in this movie? For me, I hate the Anti-Monitor design in the movie for Crisis. I'm okay with it. Yard says Wonder Woman is not interested in being in a relationship with Superman. She wants to. I'm not going to read that. Okay. Question. Speaking of DC, why do you think that that we don't get other characters on their own show? Since we're somehow getting a Kiteman show, which confuses
That show ain't happening.
And RJ's next comment, I really do think James Gunn talked to Zack already up, and he'll be down to Zack to do more DC. I don't think Gunn would be object to Zack doing what he wants to do. He just wants Superman out first.
Well, Well, let me put it to you this way: Gunn's whole role in this is dependent on if Superman is successful. Because if that movie bombs, particularly if there's a sale, Gunn's gone. Gunn's gone. It says a lot that his contract also expires around that time period.
Yes, it does. Definitely does. But well, only time will tell for what when we get the official word from Zack Snyder in regards to what's it called um what's it called um 300 and whatnot. So we'll have to wait and see.
Mm-hmm.
Um, question Terry is asking question: how much money does his movie need to make, since it needs to be a success?
Here's the thing about it. I would say about as much. If it doesn't make much as Man of Steel, then there's a problem.
Uh, York says Superman is more human than Batman.
To a degree, yeah. Actually, I do agree with you. It depends on how you look at it, but you have a point there. So 500 million. It also depends on what the budget is. My concern is that WB themselves are assuming. I don't think Gunn leaves even when in WBD sales. Not saying it wouldn't have. No, I'm saying RJ, and not just with the sale. I'm saying if Superman flops or it doesn't, if it underperforms, it doesn't even have to flop. If it underperforms and there's a sell, he's gone. They're not, because his contract is not renewed. And you can't tell me they're going to keep him around if so far, if Superman flops, all of his DC movies are going to underperform. And if you say Suicide Squad was because of COVID, Fast and the Furious came out the week before and did great. So this whole narrative about how COVID is what killed Suicide Squad is false.
Yes. Hold on. So no Authority movie, Terry is asking.
Probably not.
Probably not. RJ is saying, I think there's a chance that his contract get renewed before Superman.
No, I honestly
That
think they're
okay.
waiting to see how Superman does before they do that, because they want to see if we renew it, will he bring profits? Because they're assuming because Creature Commandos and Superman are coming out before his stuff, before his contract expires. So if Creature Commandos and this thing don't bring the numbers or views or watch time or however WB is like going with this, I doubt that they would bring him back. Point being, I do really think Gunn is going to give Zach Dark Knight Returns if he wants it and wants to work. Yeah, I mean, that would be awesome. I would love that. Now,
imagine Ben Affleck's Batman against Cavill's Superman.
They could do the actual Dark Knight Returns thing, and maybe they could adapt the other two books in the Millerverse. We could see Gal Gadot with Henry Cavill. They were pretty explicitly together in that. In terms of, I could see them doing work, Zach, regardless of Gunn, though.
Yeah, definitely. So Tevye is saying, speaking of the Authority, that reminds me, do you think this movie will be accepted by the general public or general audience? Because for me, I have no idea if this movie will do well for mainstream. For me personally, I don't think Authority will be that popular with the general audience. That's my take. Jared, your thoughts?
Do you think Authority will? Do you think the movie accept? Honestly, here's the thing. It really depends on how well Superman does. Because here's the thing: what people forget is that the reason why Guardians was greenlit and people showed up for Guardians was because the MCU had that positive like reputation. So if people show up, so assuming people show up, do I think it could do well? I mean, it really depends on how well the movie is, and it's far off. I can't, like RJ said, it's too
Yeah,
far off to really, and it's still up in the air if that even comes out. But here's the thing, RJ, on that, because The Boys and Invincible exist, it could the general audience could see it as a Boys slash Invincible ripoff and not go and see that. So they could see it as like DC like trying to copy it, even though we know the Authority came out first.
agreed. Linga, welcome. It says depends if they make it good enough. Yes, and Tevia says, especially since the Authority are super obscure.
True that too, but it could pull another Blue Beetle where even if it's a good movie, people will be like, "Who the hell are the Authority?" and just check out. I'm saying that's why I'm saying it depends on if the previous DC movies are good, because if they're good, then people will be more likely to show up for the obscure stuff. Because again, like Guardians, they'll be like, if it has this logo, it's a good movie.
Yeah, but I think we'll wrap up in the next 5 or 10 minutes. So if you guys have got your last questions that you want to ask me or Jared, feel free to put them in the chat because we're going to be wrapping up because Jared's got a lot of other things he needs to do and I've got a lot of things that I need to get done before going to bed. Tevia says, which is sad because I like Blue Beetle movie.
Yeah, that movie was pretty good.
RJ says it all comes down to marketing and how they portrayed in the movies they appear in before their own.
Yeah, I mean that's a good point, and yeah, it is that you got to depend on that, which is why I think it was a bad idea to just go ahead and announce an Authority movie. I would have waited to see how people like the engineer in Superman before you start greenlighting all this crap and go. I mean, I get he wanted to like announce a lot of stuff, and Gunn likes the obscure stuff, and that's more power to you. I myself like a lot of obscure characters, but you can't just crap them out like that. What should the studios and the movie theaters do to get the audiences off their couch to go see it? Okay, the thing I will say, stop releasing movies on streaming services like weeks after they hit theaters.
Yeah.
That is the stupidest idea you could. That is the key thing here. Go back to where it's like 4 or 5 months. Then you can get people to show up. Because what you have right now is a lot of. And by the way, RJ, this also goes back to what's going on with Furiosa. Unless the character actually takes off, stop putting out obscure movies about obscure characters, particularly DC, and expecting them to perform massively. That's not going to work unless your brand is strong. And the DC brand has never been strong since Justice League.
That is true. Tevia got a couple of questions. I says he saw Furiosa and he thought it was amazing. And he's asking what we've got some Summer Game Fest. If you got any plans for it. So for me, I'm streaming it on my Twitch page, which is twitch.tv/Taladia Plays, which you guys can see in the chat right now. That is the link if you want to follow me there. That is where I'm going to be streaming my reactions to Summer Game Fest. It won't be on the YouTube because unfortunately, YouTube likes to copyright claim things, especially when it comes down to reactions. Unfortunately, and Summer Game Fest don't have this thing where the copyright system where you can appeal it and whatnot. So that is the case with Summer Game Fest. I know Jared might be busy, might not be, but I just know that I'll be streaming it on my Twitch page. And RJ, if you want to hop on with me on a Friday, let me know, buddy, and we can always get you on, and we can do a collab, like we can watch at the same time, you know. So that is the idea for Summer Game Fest this year. So that is gonna happen. Tevia says, "I hate the copyright system is so much."
Hmm.
Yes, we do. But anyway, I think that's a good place to end it. Jared, thank you for doing this reaction as always, buddy.
It's my
I'm,
cross to bear.
eh, I mean, I'm glad that I have company just to watch
I
my
didn't
adventurous.
want you to suffer alone.
Yeah, and but let the people know what you're coming up on your channel in regards to content, and also let them know where they can find you on Twitter.
Well, obviously tomorrow I have the comic store and interview. I just confirmed with him. The interview is on for 3:30 p.m. ET, and also tomorrow, Britt and I are releasing Super Wonder Legacy episode 43, where we basically talk about how the Justice League are like the modern day like Greek pantheon of gods, essentially, and we use like the Blood of Zeus show to really factor in to that. And on Wednesday, I'm going to be reviewing Yaira. On Friday, Robert and I are going to be talking about Frank Miller's effect on DC and maybe comics in general. And for movie night, we're going to be talking about the Carl Urban Judge Dredd movie.
Ooh. And remember, guys, Jared and I will be doing from for Jared's channel. Remember that not only will he be doing the comic story and interview, but he will be doing a gaming stream. So just remember that, guys. And I will be doing that with him for multiverses. But anyway, for me personally on my channel, I have got my Snyder Fans Read Comics on Wednesday. Tuesday is a member stream. So if you are not a member, but you want to become a member, hit that join button, guys. It's from 99 cents to 4.99, where we're only talking about topics that we're going to certain topics for that day. So whether it's movies, TV, animation, video games, we'll be talking about it, and we won't be going off topic at all,
Mm-hmm.
because we had that last time and it really was a mess. But we're not going to do that this time. We're going to basically make sure it's on topic and everyone gets a chance to say something on stream. So stay tuned for that. So if you want to become a member, it's from 99 cents or 99 pennies for the lowest tier, and the highest tier is 4.99. So yeah, so this Tuesday, Tevia, this Tuesday, yes, but you're a moderator though. You're a mod. You're not a member yet. So anyway, with that being said, I've also, besides Snyder Fans and the members stream, we got the reactions to Summer Game Fest on my Twitch page, as I said before, and also I'm going to be doing some MME stuff over next week. Hopefully over the weekend next week. Um, I'm going to ask Max to see whether he would be interested in that. And Linga, yes, for updates. Linga, we need to update the command for the Twitter. It's Taladia Plays _, not Taladia Plays anymore. But you can see my yeah, you can see my Discord server. But the Discord server is behind the paywall now, Linga. So you might. I'm going to delete that command. And the podcast, yes, the Into the Multiverse podcast, or the Inside the Multiverse. It needs to be rebranded to Into. So we have got Into the Multiverse podcast, and we have got a podcast server, yes. But everything is there. You guys can check it out. And but anyway, Jared, final words.
Lois Lane is Lois Lane. She belongs to General Zod. Zois and Maxibat for life.
All right, and we're out of here, guys. Peace out. Oh, I just forgot something. Tevia decided to become a member
There you
at,
go.
at the end of the stream. Thanks for becoming a member, Tevia. So on that note, like Jared said, Lois Lane is Lois Lane, Maxi back for life, and General Zod is the one for Lois. So on that note, we're out. Peace out, everybody.